What is up, best ones worldwide? It's the best one, Donnie here, with my 2024 AEW/Ring of Honor Jazware Top 10 list of wrestling figures. If you're not a best one yet already and you want to watch me rebuild my collection, watch me review toys, go on toy hunts, and live my nostalgic memories, recommend you to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications, because of course you already know, the grind is real. And before we get into this list, the first thing I gotta say is, what a great year it was for Jazwares when it comes to the AEW line. I think that we have seen lots of progress with this, and I feel like we've gotten a lot of figures. We've gotten exclusives, we've gotten even a Jazware Vaults line with Ring of Honor, and it feels like these figures are coming out at a pretty good rate consistently. And I'm very impressed. Last year, I lost a lot of hope for this line. There are still some things that they gotta work on, but I'm very impressed this year with these figures, and this was a very hard list, one of the harder ones I had to do for my top 10. If you guys haven't checked out the WWE Ultimate Edition, Elite, or Main Event Top 10 video, highly recommend checking those out, because, man, we are ending the year off doing these top 10 videos. So, with that being said, let's get it. The grind is real. Before we get into the honorable mentions, I just want to say, if you guys want to go listen to the episode of the Fig Cave podcast, talking about some of the best AEW Ring of Honor Jazware figures, your boy was a part of it, so if you guys want to go check that out, highly recommend listening to it, because I do go more in depth about the figures that really stood out in 2024 when it comes to the Jazware line. I thought it was a great conversation I had with Phil, Tommy, and Nick over there at the Fig Cave, so if you guys want to go give that a listen, highly recommend listening to it, especially if you're a fan of this figure line, like I am. So now, let's get into the honorable mentions for 2024 that just barely made the list. Starting off our honorable mentions, our first one we have here is AEW Unmatched Series 9, Brody King Chase, rare 1 of 3,000, and I just really think that this figure looks so good. I love, the face mask here, and then even the signature. If you guys ever, get the opportunity to meet Brody King, I would do it, because this signature looks so good. He knows what he's doing. Our next honorable mention has got to be the Unmatched Series 9, Buddy Matthews. I think that this is a very underrated looking figure here. And this is him inside the package. And there he is right there out of the package. Of course I had to display him with, the mask here. This is just a great, overall figure. I hope that we do get more House of Black figures in 2025. But yeah, we got Buddy Matthews here as an honorable mention. Another honorable mention has got to be the Unrivaled 15, All Ego Ethan Page. Even though I do have him in the NXT shelf, I think that this is a great looking figure. Once we get the WWE Elite one, it'll probably go back in my AEW shelf. But never thought we would ever get an Ethan Page figure, so that's got to be an honorable mention. Our next honorable mention has got to be Adam Copeland, man. This is another great looking figure. And they actually delivered this figure pretty fast. They were able to actually get this out within a year of him being a part of AEW, which was also very impressive. But I just love the gear choice, love the head sculpt. I think if it was a little bit more in scale, it probably would have hit the top 10, but this is probably number 11, to be honest with you. Another honorable mention, Daniel Garcia, his very first AEW figure. Another guy that I really like a lot, and can't wait to see more figures of him. Another honorable mention has got to be this Unrivaled 14, Swerve Strickland. Another great looking figure here. But the attire and stuff is fantastic, but this is a little bit more of like an earlier Swerve. This is when he was teaming with Keith Lee. I want more of like a modern Swerve. And I feel like next year, like with the Swerve figure that we're going to get that's more like up to date, that's probably going to hit the top 10. But another great looking figure though. Here's another honorable mention. I just got this figure actually like in a couple days ago. And that is the rare 1 of 3,000 Brandon Cutler. This has also got to be an honorable mention here. I just love this attire here, and I am still looking for one more so I can take them out of the package and do a full review for you guys. But yeah, that's another great honorable mention here. We got a few Ring of Honor mentions in here because they are a part of the Jazware line. And starting things off, we have our first honorable mention, which has got to be the Briscoes here, Jay and Mark. Great figures. They look so good. This is from like one of their last matches together as a tag team. I really hope next year we do get like an older Briscoes, like from like maybe like 2013. I would love that for the collection. But yeah, these are great figures, and I'm glad that they were able to actually get like good figures and not that stupid figure toy company. Also, Nigel McGuinness, that's another honorable mention here. I really like the figure. Like I had low expectations, but when I got it in hand, I was very impressed. Same with that Jerry Lynn figure as well. Another guy that hasn't really gotten like a really good figure since maybe going all the way back to like that ECW San Francisco line. So that's really cool that we have a fully articulated Jerry Lynn figure. Had to put the ECW title on him, because that's how I know him well. But, yeah, these are my honorable mentions for the Ring of Honor figures. Starting the countdown at number 10, I had to go with the AEW Supreme Sting figure. I was very excited about finding this in the wild, and man, even though it is an older Sting, I really like this figure a lot. Like, I think the head sculpts are great. I think the hands that come with him is great. And Supreme is like one of my favorite lines to collect. Same with the WWE defining moments. I just don't know what it is. I love collecting those. And I was actually able to get my Sting Supreme figure signed at Big Time Wrestling, which, if you guys haven't checked that vlog out, it is up on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel, which I actually do have right here in my background for the videos. And, man, this is just a fun figure, and just very toyetic, a lot of fun. I know some people are using this as like a TNA Sting, which also works, but we had to put him at number 10. At number 9, I had to go with the AEW Unmatched Series 9, CM Punk. We got a Ring of Honor Punk right before he left, so I'm really happy about this one. And man, like, never thought like we would ever get like a ROH Punk, and I'm so happy that we did. And a lot of people, I think, slept on this figure earlier. This was an earlier in the year release. And I'm glad that they were like so lucky. They were so lucky to get this figure out, because he did leave last year in AEW. So glad we were able to get this Punk out. And I actually got the opportunity to meet him at Fanatic Fest. And I actually ended up getting both the regular and the Chase figure signed for this Ring of Honor Punk. And my God, this is a beautiful figure. Really excited to have him at number 9. Getting into my number 8 figure has got to be the AEW Unmatched Series 10 Kenny My God Omega. I freaking love this gear on him. And this is a new one. Shout out to my old co-host on the We Are Wrestling podcast, Danny Huckins. He does live watch-alongs for all like wrestling shows and stuff. So if you guys want to go watch some wrestling with him live, you can do that. But he actually did find this for me in the wild. I actually do have one mint on card, so we are going to rip this one out of the package. This gives me a good excuse to finally add this man to my shelf. And like, this Kenny Omega is just a fantastic figure. Fantastic. Like, my favorite thing about this Kenny Omega is the gear here. This nice, like, black and, like, blue gear. Like, this figure just looks so freaking good. So toyetic. And the only thing missing with this Kenny Omega is a Don Callis, and I hope we get that in 2025. But here it is, man. We got Kenny, my God, Omega with lucky number 8. At number 7, I had to go with the Ringside Collectibles exclusive Switchblade Jay White. And this is just a perfect figure. Like, this is what was so hard about this list. But man, this Jay White, another great looking figure. I know a lot of people probably have this easily in their top 3, if not the number 1 figure that they came out with this year. But yeah, this Jay White, like, I love, like, the jacket here. Like, I love the gear choice. The head sculpt is exactly the way he looks. And I hope that, like, we get so many more Jay White figures next year. I gotta put this one at number 7. At number 6 on my 2024 AEW Top 10 list, I have the Amazon 2-pack Jeff Hardy figure. And this is another masterpiece here. Like, this is the one that we've been waiting for a minute. And, like, I probably should have added the Unmatched 9 Jeff Hardy as an honorable mention. Same with the AEW Unrivaled 16. Those are also great Jeff Hardy figures, but this one is just, like, perfect figure in both worlds, because you actually do get, like, the tattoo details, so you do get that torso and arms from the Unmatched 9, but you also get the face paint as well from that Unrivaled Jeff Hardy, but just different colors. And, like, I love, like, the fishnet, I love the fishnet shirt as well with this Hardy. I think it really stands out. And I like that the towel is also attached to it, so you don't have to worry about it falling out of the pocket. Similar to, like, the WWE, like, Elite figures, how they did it with Jeff Hardy. So I actually like this way better with him. And, man, they absolutely murdered this figure, so I have to go with Jeff Hardy here at number 6. At number 5, he was also a Ringside Collectibles exclusive earlier in the year. He is a part of the Acclaimed. Had to go with Platinum Max Caster here. And this figure, I might be biased because the backstory behind Max Caster is I got to watch him a lot wrestle for Creative Pro and Blitzkrieg Pro before getting signed to AEW. And just like MJF, Chris Statlander, Smart Mark Sterling, all these talented professional wrestlers, whenever I get to watch them before they get signed to, like, WWE or TNA or AEW, they're always going to have an extra special place in my heart. And Max, like, I consider him a good friend as well. Always catching up with him whenever I see him at wrestling conventions or independent shows in my area. And nobody deserves this success like him. And for him to get this great looking figure, not just a Ringside exclusive, he also was a part of the Unrivaled series this year as well. I'm really excited to see, like, what Max does in AEW, and I can't wait to see, like, more figures get produced of him, because I can't wait until he breaks up with Anthony Bowens and goes on that heel run, because I know a heel Max, and he is pretty fucking talented. But there it is, man. We got Platinum Max at number 5, which I love the jersey, too. I have to shout out the jersey and the gear. This just looks so freaking nice. At number 4, I had to go with the Jazware Vaults exclusive AEW Supreme Malachi Black. And this is a figure that a lot of people slept on. I was on the Jazware Vaults website when it launched the first day, and this was out. I ended up getting 2 of them. I do have one mint on card, and I have this one out of the package, of course. And this is just a beautiful figure. They do a great job with Malachi Black toys, so I'm excited to put him at number 4. And, like, I love this gear as well with him. And, like, how can you not display him, like, with the horns, head sculpt? Like, this, to me, just looks so freaking menacing. So we got Malachi at number 4. Alrighty, at number 3, I have to give her flowers. This is another great-looking figure. I know some people had problems with the head sculpt. Luckily, I watched a review before I did mine, so I didn't make the same mistake. I gotta go with the AEW Unrivaled 16 Julia Hart figure. And this is another great looking figure. This has been a character that we've been really wanting in our collection for quite a while now. And we've had Malachi, we've had Brody, we had Buddy for a while, and now we finally got the missing piece, and that is Julia Hart. I just love the gear here. I love, like, this nice soft jacket. I love the hat. And to me, like, this is just a perfect Julia head sculpt here. And I really hope that, like, we do get, like, a Julia figure, maybe in, like, the pay-per-view wave with, like, the red attire when she won the TBS championship. That would be a very nice figure, but we had to put Julia here easily at number 3. At number 2, I had to go with one of my favorite wrestlers in the business right now, and that is the GOAT himself, MJF, AEW Unrivaled 15 Chase figure. I think the Devil one is also a good figure, but this Chase, my God, I will continue to put over this head sculpt any chance I get. This is just a great looking MJF. This is from his return at the end of AEW All Out a couple years ago. And that is where CM Punk and the whole media scrum thing happened. But there it is, man. MJF number 2. Had to get this signed. I got this signed at the big event in New York. And he was actually pretty nice to me, surprisingly. But there it is. We got that. But I also want to show off one of my customs that I did here, one of my fix-ups, which I don't do a lot of the times in my collection. And this right here, like, oh man, only if this MJF had that Chase head sculpt from the, like, from this 2-pack with Jon Moxley, oh man, this would have been the number 1 figure this year. Like, I love this MJF figure that came out, but, like, this is a fix-up, so I can't put this figure itself on the list. But I wanted to mention it, like, if you do get a Chase, go get this 2-pack with Mox. I believe it's on sale with Target right now at the end of the year. I would totally do this. Like, this looks so good. This is a fantastic looking MJF. And we really need to get a Supreme one, like, as soon as possible. Please, Jazware, make it happen. But yeah, MJF, Chase, number 2. And my number 1 figure in the AEW Ring of Honor Jazware line for 2024 has got to be the Ringside Collectibles exclusive Timeless Toni Storm. This to me is a perfect figure from the head all the way down to the toes. And I love the black and white variant because it just works so good with her character. Like, we've seen at times back in the Classic Superstars line, them doing black and white figures, but it never made sense. It was just a variant. This, on the other hand, makes sense. And just, like, even, like, the red lipstick, like, on top of that, like, to really just, like, the icing on the cake looks so good. We get the heel, and we even get the black and white championship. And then even the packaging, mint on card, looks so good. And I cannot wait to get this signed by her, hopefully in 2025 at some point. But this is, my God, this is one of my favorite figures overall this year. Best women's figure that came out in 2024, easily. Has to be the Timeless Toni Storm. Well, there you have it, guys. That was my top 10 AEW / Ring of Honor Jazware figures. Like I said, if you guys want, like, more in-depth conversations about the AEW line in 2024, highly recommend going to listening to my episode on the Fig Cave podcast, talking about some of the highlights, some of the highs, some of the lows for 2024 when it comes to the AEW line. Great conversation with Phil, Nikki, and Tommy from the Fig Cave. Highly recommend listening to that. But let me know in the comment section below your list for your top 10. I would love to hear it because we all look at this stuff from a different lens, and I'm just curious to know what you guys have on your list, because your list is not wrong and my list is not wrong. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a best one yet already, recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. We are ending the year off strong. We got videos coming out for the rest of 2024, and the room tour will be coming out in 2025, one of the first videos of the new year. The link's down in the description box below. You can go follow me over on my social medias, and we are wrestling. All the links down below, and of course, to all the best ones out there worldwide, love each and every one of you guys. We are Take It Over. Peace.